Now, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Prospect Blitz Challengers. Day number 3. Excited. Just really quick, for those of you, if you catch me live, you posted here your results for today. If you can go find the other post, the one that actually says Prospecting Blitz Challenge across the top that doesn't have a live on it, and just copy your numbers and paste them there, that would be absolutely awesome. Want to prospect more, don't want to sleep. Yeah, I feel you, Kendra. Sometimes you just, when it gets in that groove, you're just in that groove. It's like you want to take every shot, like, because you know you're going to hit 3-pointers. Like, bam. I don't even play basketball, so I don't know why I'm using that analogy, but I can understand. I can relate to the feeling. So sometimes you just want to go there, absolutely get it. So for sure, just baz about that. I'm in a groove and want to keep shooting. Yep, there you go. And here's the cool thing, Kendra, and I'm sure you're probably doing this, is make sure that everybody that's responding back to you, that you're sending a tool to. Now, if they just respond back and say no, just don't worry about them. But if there's somebody, and I'm going to get into this a little bit here when we get going here. Just remind me about responding back, and just don't let me forget that thought. So I want to talk about a little bit in terms of relationship building for further down the road. So definitely go that. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Forrest Knight, social media marketing strategist and coach on a mission to have no more empty refrigerators. We're in the middle of our 7-day Prospecting Blitz Challenge. We got a lot of challengers that are jumping in, so excited about that. If you missed out on the 7-day Prospecting Blitz Challenge, that's absolutely okay. You can go back to day number 1 video. You can watch it. You can jump in and you can plug these 7 days anywhere in that you want to. Nothing elaborate out. It's just about setting a goal, following up, doing a plan, and it's about building muscle. So welcome. Feel free to chime in. So for those of you that are in the challenge, if you would like, we're sort of day 3. Comment and tell me, what do you feel you overcame? What did you learn so far? What kind of muscle do you feel has been built? What are your lessons? What are your ahas? Just go ahead and share those, and tell me what your thoughts are. Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me, is it stressful? Is it fun? Is it irritating? What kind of challenges do you have? What did you realize? Dang, I reached out to 70 people today. I'm like, and you'll notice I didn't quite hit my goal today because Facebook was being not nice. I got through all my stuff, and then it just froze on me, and it wouldn't let me do anything for a couple of hours. I don't know if it just mad at me and just basically gave me the technical, no, you're not getting in here. I don't know what it was. It was very weird. And then my messages were hanging in the sent folder. In the old emails, we'd have the outbox, and they would just sit there forever and they wouldn't go out. Then all of a sudden they would all send, and I don't know if they got sent or not, but it was weird because some people replied back to me from messages I sent, but I didn't see them in my outbox. Facebook was just all wackadoodle today, which is okay. I learned how to page prospect. I'm excited. That's very cool. Did you? I know Kaylee in the 100K Inner Circle has this really cool training program that she did about page prospecting, which is absolutely off the chain. If you're not in the 100K Inner Circle group, definitely somewhere you want to go. You might want to start out on Rank Makers first before you make that leap. For those of you that are interested in finding out, what is the 100K Inner Circle? Maybe you're ready to push to that next level, to level up, to make a big impact. Shoot me a private message. I'll get you some details on what's all involved in that. So a couple of things. One, I want to give an update. This coming Thursday, I'm going to be going live at 10:15 instead of 8:15 because speaking of the 100K Inner Circle coaching group, we've got a coaches question and answer going on, so I'll be participating in that. Then I've actually got a personal coaching session I'm going to be doing for one of my clients at that same time frame. So unfortunately, I can't be in 3 places at one time. So we're going to move we'll move this to 10:15 to do the follow up. Now, you still have to report your numbers by 8:15 on Thursday, but we'll just move to Thursday. My Thursday live will actually be on at 10:15, and we're going to talk about LinkedIn prospecting. So for those of you that have been asking about that, we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to have some fun with that. So absolutely cool. Yes, 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 yes. So Inner Circle is absolutely awesome. Off the chain. So for sure. So today we're talking about some tech stuff. I'm going to actually show you my Google Docs spreadsheet. And for those of you that didn't get your numbers in, that's absolutely okay. Make sure you post them here. At the end, we're going to do this the spinny wheel thing, which is going to be cool. I've got a real cool gift I'm going to give away today. I'm changing my mind. I keep flip-flopping back and forth because I think I want to do this gift as part of my Saturday gift instead of a gift today. So yeah, I think I just changed my mind on that opportunity there. So that's absolutely okay because I've got another very cool gift that I'm going to give away. I love giving away stuff to make an impact. So I think I'm going to do this as part of my gift on Saturday for the grand prize winner. And of course, the grand prize winner, to participate, you have to post numbers every single day. So you have to post Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you post more than 2 days of zeros, then you're not eligible. So I'm going to go back and look. Of course, if you skip a day, well, you're not eligible. So you have to post numbers every single day, all 7 days. You have to have you can't have any more than 2 days with no zeros. In other words, just you posted numbers but you didn't do anything. And it's not to punish you. It's just to reward somebody who showed up and built that muscle, right? So really glad everybody's participating. This is a lot of fun. I've learned a lot. One is I've learned that next time I give a script, I've got to come up with a better way for people to download it because my inbox was like, can you share the script? 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 So I had to stop and do that, which wasn't that big of a deal, but I'd rather have been doing something else rather than have to put that on my list. So next time I'll learn. And I'm also probably going to be doing something a little bit different in reporting numbers. If I do a Facebook Live like this where we're posting, somehow I'll figure out a better system to make sure everybody knows where to post and how to post, because I know some people actually posted in the comments on this live and they should have been posting another post. Not a big deal. It's a learning curve. So we will get it. We're fine. So that's cool. We'll get rocking and rolling here. So Hadas, thanks for the honesty. I really appreciate that. And here's the whole point, that the whole reason I came up with this. And I know a lot of people see my numbers that I post, and the reason I set crazy goals. And I'm going to talk about goals. I'm going to show you this spreadsheet tracking thing that I use. And of course, I use where's my journal at? Of course, and I'll talk about the two different ways I use both of these differently. So I use the 90-day journal from Rank Makers as one of my tracking tools, and I use a Google Doc spreadsheet. And it's the way my brain works. Sorry, I don't mean to confuse you. Like, oh my God, how many things you got to do? It's just the brain enforced. If you don't have this brain, thank you, Jesus, you'll be okay. So, so what was I talking about? Oh, setting goals. So one of the things that if you're brand new, right? And in the beginning of the week, I talked about setting a time, taking away 45 minutes of your day. And if you're brand new, so here's how you set goals. If you've never done anything before, you can't set a goal. If you've never ran a 4-minute mile before and you're not a runner, to set a 4-minute mile might be a cool long-term goal. But to think that you're going to strap on some tennis shoes, put on some funky running shorts, and go out and run a 4-minute mile, and you've never ran one before, it ain't going to happen. Unless you're just a miracle freak of God, that he just put you on planet and put some kind of android muscles and mechanics in, you ain't going to do it. It's just not going to happen. I can guarantee you, if you've never ridden a bike before and you jump on a bike, my wife can attest to this, and you're not a bicyclist, you're not a cyclist, and you decide like, oh, I'm going to go ride with my husband and we're just going to ride down the park. It's only 6 miles. I'll make it back. I'll let my wife tell the rest of the story. But if you're not a cyclist, you're not going to get on a bike and ride 6 miles, at least not at a pace that I ride. And
that is absolutely not funny. Do not tell the rest of the story.
I'm not telling the rest of the story, but here is part of the story. Is my average pace when I'm riding, especially like if I'm going to do a 26-mile ride, my average pace is about 19 miles an hour when I'm riding. And I could probably go faster because I'm riding sort of a hybrid bike with a little bit fatter tires. So when I get my new one, it's going to have really super skinny tires and it's going to be stupid expensive. It's going to be a lot lighter and I'll be able to go more faster-rific on it. So I'm excited about that. But my average speed is about 19 miles an hour over that deal. So the wife, we got her this really cool bike. It's a vintage Bianchi, which is really cool. They run about $3,500. We stole that sucker, man, and not literally like stole it, but the guy had it hanging in his garage, and my wife sends me this picture. She found it on Marketplace or something, and she says, "Hey, Ken, what do you think about this bike?" And I saw it. I said, "How much does he want for it?" And I was thinking he was going to say like $600 or $700. He sold it for $60. 60, and threw in some extra seats. Man, woo! It's hanging downstairs in the basement right now, boy. I'm telling you, it's funky, cool, retro, nice bike. It's still got the old cables with the shifters down on the risers. It's a freaking cool bike. You know, I may upgrade it a little bit. I don't know. I might leave it vintage and just upgrade the gears and things on to give a little bit more beef in it and maybe change the handlebars into something a little easier. I don't know. I may leave the shifter. I may leave the wires down there just to look like they're there. And I may actually put some shifters up in the handlebars and steal the bike from my wife. But it's funky cool. It is really, really neat. So anyway, so we get on the bike. We're all set up. We're riding. And of course, I have a 19 mile an hour pace. And I knew my wife, even though she was riding the cool Bianchi, and it's just like floats. It's like, it just floats. And I knew that she wasn't going to be able to do a 19 mile per hour pace. Her pace was about 7 miles an hour, which is about normal for somebody who's never ridden before. So she's doing about 7, maybe 9 miles an hour. And it's okay because somebody that's brand new that's never done that. So I said all that to say this. If you're brand new and you're looking at my numbers, you're looking at somebody like Hadassah's numbers, you're looking at somebody like Kendra's numbers, you're looking at somebody like Doc Gardner's numbers, and you're looking at these numbers going, what in the holy blue Jesus are they doing? Just remember, we've been doing this for a while. We've put the muscle in. It's like going to the gym, right? You can't go to the gym and exercise. Yes, Joe. I just got a message over here. One of our teammates is getting really close to her next milestone in customer acquisition, which is cool deal. I remember sitting next to her at a conference in Houston and thinking like, oh man, I'm never going to catch that lady. So I'm pretty competitive. If you don't haven't guessed, I'm pretty competitive. Don't ever play a game of dominoes with me because you will lose. So I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, so building that muscle. If you're brand new and you're building that muscle, the best way to start in building the marketing muscle, building the prospecting muscle, is to set a time frame, right? So you got to get all your stuff prepped, and whether you're setting it up, so you're going to go find that page. We're going to talk about page prospecting. I think that's tomorrow. Yep, we're going to talk about prospecting on pages, and then the following day we're going to talk about LinkedIn. Yep. We're going to talk about LinkedIn on Thursday. So Wednesday is going to be 10:15, Thursday is going to be 10:15, Friday is going to be 10:15, and then Saturday we'll do an 8:15, closing it out for the challenge. So you're going to set that goal. You're going to prep all yourself. You're going to have your script. You're going to have your link. You're going to be ready to go. You're going to be all prepped, ready to go. And the link is going to be sitting over here on the side. Don't need to worry about it. And you're going to set that egg timer, and it's the timer, whether it's your watch, your phone, whatever, your Apple Watch or whatever, however geeked out you want to be. And you're going to sit down, you're going to lock the kids in the closet, the husband in the attic, you're going to close the door, you're going to do not disturb sign on, you're going to kick the dog out of the office so he isn't snoring and farting while you're prospecting. And you're going to start reaching out to those people that you picked in that category. You know what? I want to talk about, when I talk about LinkedIn, I'm going to talk about target avatars too. Target avatars. All right, I'm going to talk about target avatars. If we don't get that in on Thursday, we'll do it on Friday. We're just talking about building that client, that person that you want to go after for targeting. So yeah, she said farting, yes. Anyway, so whoever that target clientele is, we're going to talk about that perfect person, so you know where they're at on the Coach Purse Pag, on the Specialized Bicycle page, on the Harley Davidson page, on wherever you want to go find that group of people that you want to target, right? Maybe it's the Aston Martin DBS page or Aston Martin page. You want to go find a post, and you find that post, and you start reaching out to people wherever they're at. So you're going to pick out that time frame, and you're going to get those people, and you're going to open up those tabs. I'm going to show you how to do that tomorrow. You're going to open up those tabs. For those of you that are Inner Circle, saw Coach Katie's training, this is going to be sort of a refresh. I'm going to show you how I do it. Basically, I do it just like she does. For those of you that have no clue what I'm talking about, this will be brand new for you. But you're going to go find those people, and you're going to start reaching out to them. You're going to put the message in the inbox, 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 put the message in the inbox. And you're going to have those messages going out there. And at the end of that 45-minute time frame, you're not going to be interrupted by anything. If your watch dings, unless it's a real crisis emergency, if your phone rings, answer the message, say, hey, can't talk right now. If you get a reply back from somebody you sent a message to 10 minutes ago, just let it sit there, you'll be okay. Don't reply to anybody, just prospect. And the whole purpose of that exercise right there is to see how many people you can be in their inbox in 45 minutes. And if you do that day after day after day after day, or whatever days you want to do, maybe do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 3 times a week, whatever your time frame is, the more you do it, the faster you're going to get. Also, very, very important, and I put this in here, the one thing you must do before ever starting prospecting, and I'm gonna actually interject that right here, is make sure that you have a follow-up system in place, and we're going to talk about that tonight. Because when you start doing big numbers, like Kendra and Hadass and Ida and everybody else that are doing it, like Kyle, that are doing his big numbers, right? You're going to get some follow-up fallout that's going to kick your butt. And that's what happened to me in January. I was like, oh, I'm going to go reach out to all these people with no follow-up plan. I knew I needed to follow up, but I didn't really have a process in place to follow up. And I knew how to follow up, but I didn't have the technical tools behind me. Like, oh man, I didn't have my spreadsheet built. So I was playing catch up. I was like, God bless America. So I spent a lot of time doing it backwards. So we're going to talk about building a spreadsheet tonight, because you need to have that in place. And the cool thing about it, guys, watch this. When you build a spreadsheet, you're going to want to put something on it. So you got to put the spreadsheets. Like if you build it, they're going to come. If you build it, the leads are going to start filling in the blanks. Why? Because you're going to start reaching out to people, and you're going to go through that 30-minute list, and you're going to see somebody, and then finally after 45 minutes of prospecting, maybe the next day or the day after, you may get some message, or maybe that day, whatever, you don't know. Because remember, you don't know what they're doing behind the scenes, right? You don't have a clue what's happening in their life. And anyway, you're going to get some people to prospect. You're going to want to put them on the spreadsheet, so we're going to get into that. One of the things that I think I was Kendra that in earlier, I told her to remind me this. So the thing that I had this really cool conversation. I'm going to share it lightly with you guys. I'm not going to go deep into it, but I thought it was a pretty cool conversation that was just like, wait a minute, I'm going to tell you about how I replied. What you need, babe? Oh, you're getting scissors. Okay. So I sent out this message to this guy, and he replies back. He says, I'm not into MLMs. And I'm like, I'm not going to read this whole thing. And he said, because he had a bad relationship, and you guys know how I use Kung Fu. So my reply was, unfortunately, bad relationships leave a bad taste and create baggage, making it difficult to move forward into a good relationship. I get it. Been there, done that. So I actually took his word relationship and made it relatable to people, because we've all been in bad relationships, right? But I wanted to move it out of the network marketing MLM world into a real world situation that made sense to paint a picture, right? We've all been in bad relationships. Some people will get in one bad relationship and they just swear off, I'm never going to get in, because they don't want to get hurt again. They don't like that feeling. They're worried that they're going to move that on, and they don't know how to go into recovery and get counseling and get help so they can actually find a healthy relationship to go into. So hold it, but that's sort of true in network marketing, right? You get into a bad relationship, it's like, oh man, I lost all my money. Guy that sponsored me quit. Can't get anybody to follow up. The products never showed up. They're always on back. I mean, whatever. Your list could be endless, right? So, and then he goes into this stuff that I just have no clue what he's talking about. So it's something about, I mean, the guy's a super geek. He's super green. He's a green. He's super analytical. He's a super geek. And he's just into numbers and analytical stuff and says a bunch of stuff. And I was like, I read it like this. I'm like, I'm a pretty smart guy. And I was like, it went in one eyeball, bounced around in here off a couple of the brain cells and fell out the other ear. And I was like, brother, I have absolutely no idea what you just said at all. And this is my favorite line. This is where stories will be your freaking ammunition that will knock people's side. Because people will say, well, I need all the analytical data and blah, 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 and da, 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 da. And you come back with, I really don't know. I have no clue what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're saying. However, all I do know is that Hadass has been using our product for 15 days and she lost 452 pounds in 15 minutes. Whatever, you want to tell a real story. My friend Hadass, she started using our lead generation product and she was able to generate 15 new clients in the first 30 days. However, I can definitely get you the technical specs on how it works. I can send it to you. You want me to email it to you? You want me to send you the link so you can download the PDF? And here's the research stuff that you need. Just let me know. I'll get it over to you and I'll follow up with you in about 45 days. So basically that's what I said to him. I said, brother, I have absolutely no idea, because I didn't. I have absolutely no idea what you just said at all. I don't have a clue where you're going to go get any of that information from, because I don't know what he said. All I know is that I've had some awesome results. And then I went ahead and told him some of my results. And I said, the cool thing is I live in St. Louis and I work from my home and blah, blah, blah. And he comes back with a whole bunch of more like, hey, I did this and I said, great resume, da, da, da. I said, right on. I mean, it's like this long. And I said, right on. Sounds like you have a pretty crazy cool background. Looks like what I'm doing isn't a fit for you. That's absolutely okay. It's not a fit for everybody. I wish you the best of luck. Take care. Nice chatting with you. And he said, same here, just for your info. I'm trying to get some blah, blah, blah. And I said, cool. Then he comes back with some more stuff. And he said some more stuff that was way over my head. Said, way over my head. Sounds like there's a lot of money sitting out there for somebody that gets that. And he said, always just got to find it, blah, blah, blah. And he says, half a dozen and can be retired and something about going to the beach. So I'm like, cool. So the whole point of that conversation, now here's a really cool conversation about it. I let him be the big shot. Right? I didn't try to convince him that what I was doing was like cool. I just kudoed him. I told him I didn't have a clue what he was talking about, because I honestly don't. And I honestly really didn't want to know, because I literally was like, what? So whatever he's talking about, I would truly wish him the best. But here's the cool thing about it. Guess what is in his inbox? The link to my presentation is sitting in his inbox. I left it, and unless he deletes it, it's sitting in his inbox with all his conversation. I left the conversation off with cool, absolutely, see you on the beach, no problem, right? So make sure that you have some stories somewhere in your arsenal of people. They don't necessarily have to be you. They can be people on your team. That's why it's very important to plug into the daily online events that you have, especially if they do testimonials, is grab those, screenshot them on your tablet or whatever, and put them away. So when you're talking to somebody, and read them so that you know, right? So that you have an idea that you can share those stories with people. You can say, I really don't know. Matter of fact, for those of you who don't, Denny Johnson, she's a sales trainer. She's been around a long time. I met her when she was 21 years old in Hawaii, working in a company called Herbalife, and then she transitioned there and went into doing her own personal sales training. She made like $1.5 million in like 18 months with Herbalife. And went on to start another company, and then went into the sales training. But she was really good at taking people that just wanted to, they'd say, well, how much money can you make? And she'd say, well, I really don't know. All I know is story. They'd say, well, what about this? She'd say, I really don't know. All I know is story. And they'd say, well, what about this? And she'd say, I really don't know. All I know is story. And it's not to put people off, but it's to use third party people validation, because people need to be relatable. If you're talking to a real estate agent, say, you know what, I really don't know about whatever they're asking. All I know is, Jim Smith, who's a real estate agent. He works at Remax. As you know, married, has 5 kids. He jumped on board with us. He went out and crushed it. He created a side income that's almost replaced his real estate income. You may not be able to do the same thing. However, you go ahead and take a look at the information. If it's for you, great. We'll get you started. If not, absolutely okay. No big deal, right? So you use those stories as relatable deals to come circle back around and let them decide if they want to be like Pete or Fred. And you give them, say, you may not do as well as he does. I don't know. Because you're you and I'm me and he's him, right? So when you use those types of stories, they really work. So hopefully you guys got some value out of that. Yep. Getting your company's recognition, absolutely cool. You can go in and find a lot of stuff. And remember, if you're brand new, one of the things you've got to be very, very careful is not to big shot, right? People, in the majority of the time, people only want to make an extra $300 to $500 a month. If I tell people typically outside of the group that I'm in now, how many customers that I have and how many customers that I've gotten in a month, it freaks them out. They're like, what? Huh? It's unrelatable. It's unrelatable. So, you know, unless I have somebody that's big shotting me and I just sort of want to put them in check and draw a line in the sand, I may just say, bam, you know, sort of like, now what? You know, like, huh? What? You can't rope a dope me, or you can't razzle dazzle me or whatever. Sometimes I'll do that to some people that I know I have a really close relationship with. I'll mess with them a little bit. And I'll even challenge, like I said, I'm really competitive, but like, hey, let's have a challenge to see who can get the most customers by the end of the month. I know I'm going to smoke them, you know, simply because, and it's not being a big ego, it's just I know I have a system in place. I know I have a target market clientele that's so laser focused that if they walk by me, I can smell my, ooh, bam, you know. And when you get that way, what's really cool is when you hone down, and here's how you figure that out. And I know I'm doing a little bit of advanced training here. But when you figure out who that perfect target person is, and you're scrolling through Facebook, they'll just pop up subconsciously. Ooh, huh. You'll start reading it, and then you'll send them a message. And then you're scrolling through Facebook, boom, there's another one. And you'll do it almost on autopilot. You won't even realize that those are the people that next thing you cycle around. And I know this guy here. This guy's an entrepreneur that had this conversation. Now, he's a super green, super analytical entrepreneur. And, you know, he wants to start a construction company, and he wants to do something with a deal. He's an entrepreneur. And I see that based on the conversation. Now, whether or not he comes into business with me or not, it's absolutely okay. Not a big deal. But what's cool about it is being able to have those conversations with people like that and understand that as you do this, as you do those 45-minute prospecting blitzes in your own time, and you figure out how many people you can reach out to, and then you have your spreadsheet, so when people reach out to you, you can put them on your spreadsheet, or you can do this. So what I've got to do, first of all, what I do with my journal is I actually put people in the journal that sort of move to the next level. In other words, they're sort of like my stage 2 people. So my stage 1 people are people that say, yes, I want to look at the information, and I'll send them and I put them on my Google Doc spreadsheet. The people that come into my journal are the people that maybe I had a more in-depth conversation with, maybe people that went through the process, maybe people I got into a second meeting or a third meeting, and they may not just have the money yet, or maybe somebody who says to me, I've loved all this information, but maybe they've got like a personal family challenge or something going on. And then I also, in my journal, those numbers that you guys saw that I put in the rank makers, I put those in my personal journal, and I put them down for each day, and it's just a tracking thing. So whatever works for you is your deal. If you use 3x5 cards, it's up to you. If you use Google Doc spreadsheet, if you use a journal, whatever it is, it's got to feel comfortable in your groove so that it works with your brain. Some people can do it on 3x5 cards or whatever. So have conversations with people. Even if they say no, it's still okay to build that rapport and relationship with them. And you don't have to spend a lot of time doing it. I didn't mind doing it with this guy because he seems very interesting, even though he's like ridiculously smart and very, very cool. It'd probably be pretty cool to sit down and see him draw and me go a little bit green with him and sit down and it's like, what are you talking about? And, you know, I'm not ready to build that rocket ship right now, so I'm just going to stay away from it. But, I mean, it's something that's a cool relationship to have. And I may cycle back around in about 45 days and just check on him, say, hey, dude, just want to swing by, see how your project's working, and build a friend relationship with him. And who knows? you know, maybe 6 months, a year from now, he's like, hey man, I'm going to jump on board your business with you because I guarantee you he's going to start spying on my Facebook Lives. He's going to start watching what I'm doing, and it's going to be very cool. So let's jump into this. If you guys have any questions about anything that I say, feel free to drop them in the comments. You won't hurt my feelings if you go, Forrest, what the heck did you just say? And I know we're getting here pretty quick, so I don't want to keep you here much longer. So let's see if I can do a screen share. Let me close this so I can see what we're talking about. Shouldn't be anybody's personal information on here. Then we'll do a spinning wheel thing and draw somebody's name out of the hat. And I know what you're going to win tonight because I've got a cool thing. Saturday, I just added something to my Saturday list of stuff for the giveaway for Saturday. I think it's going to be really cool. So let's go ahead and do the screen share here. Screen share. Screen 2. Let's see if we bring that up. And there it is. So hopefully you guys can see this okay. I don't have the formulas in here for a lot of you that had requested it. So are you making a follow-up appointment prior to sending the video with each person you have been? So you're making a follow-up appointment prior to sending the video with each person. So Kendra, and I think what you're saying is basically if Kendra says, yes, I want to, yes, I want to see it. The question goes like this: how soon are you going to be able to take a look at the information so that I can put you on my calendar so you don't fall through the hoops or fall through the cracks? However you want to put that. I'd like to put you on my calendar so I can follow up with you. Now, I started throwing in the snitching part and then I started doing that today, and I'll show you the results because it's pure magic. Is, hey Kendra, I've got this really cool presentation. It's about 15 minutes long. How soon are you going to be able to watch it, now or a little bit later today? And she's going to say whatever her answer is. So if she says a little bit later today, I'll say great, and I'm going to put her on 3:15. So she says I'll be able to watch it. Maybe this is more time. Maybe she says I can watch it tomorrow on my lunch break. I say great. What time is that? She'll say about 12:15. I say that's Central Time Zone. She says yeah. So 12:15, I'm going to go ahead and send her the link, and I'm going to schedule a follow-up for about 12:15ish, right? And here's the second part of that phrase, and I've actually got two parts to this. Kendra, the cool thing about this video link that I'm going to send you, and actually it's going to snitch on you. It's going to tell me when you watched it, because mine actually does. You can actually say that if yours doesn't. It's actually going to tell me. It's actually going to snitch on you and tell me when you watch it. So it'll let me know now to go ahead and follow up with it tomorrow at noontime. Pretty cool, right? So Kendra, to answer your question, is I set them up, right? It's like throwing the ball up in the air. I'm setting them up. Hey Kendra, cool thing about it, video's about 15 minutes long. The cool thing about my video, it's going to snitch on you and tell me when you watch it, so I'll know to go ahead and follow up with you tomorrow at 12:15. If after you watch it, you decide this isn't a fit for you, do me a favor and let me know so I don't have to follow up with you tomorrow. There's two parts in that, right? So I'm going to set them up and I'm follow up with them. And of course, I set the follow up for 12:15 tomorrow. And I'm going to follow up at 12:15, then we go into the follow up process from there. So hopefully that answered your question. I used the snitching today and got a cut. Yeah, there you go. And it's funny. I mean, I literally just learned that from one of my teammates, and it was so cool. I'm like, that's a great idea, because it basically puts people on the money. And I did that with these LinkedIn people today. Actually, I did one Facebook person and LinkedIn, and I actually had a guy that jumped back in from follow up. I'm going to show you this. So if you guys can see this screen right here, hopefully you can see it okay. I don't know how it looks on. Let me pull up my other thing and see if it's presenting okay on Facebook. See what it looks like, because I want you guys to be able to see it okay. Move my cup of coffee over here. Flip this around. I'll open up my live here so we can see if you guys can see this. Am I playing? Am I still live? Am I still going? I do not know. They're loading. Come on, Facebook. Really? Oh well. That's my iPad. That's just Facebook all day today. So anyway, so on this form, and can everybody see this okay? It just, can somebody say yes, no, maybe, possibly? Right on, right on. So looking at the spreadsheet here, if you guys can see this, you'll notice that I've got a date column over here. Let me jump off because I want to make that just a little bit bigger. There we go. So you'll notice that I have a date column here. I have the name here on this side. I have their URL, their Facebook URL in this place. I have the information where I found them in the source, and I created a pull down data sheet. Here I have this is sort of code for what tool I sent them. And then on this column here, if you can see this is day one. Now the spreadsheet that I actually use, and I've got to drop my formulas in this, I've got formulas. So when I add my day one in right here in this column, it's automatically going to load all of these dates based on the formula. It'll automatically populate all of these dates. So I don't have to do anything. So what happens, say for example, today is, we'll pretend today is the 23rd, right? And you'll see this date over here. We'll say today's the 30. I'm going to come over here to my spreadsheet. You guys can see this right in here. You guys can see the spreadsheet. So I've got my date column here. I've got their name here. I've got the information here for the LinkedIn profile. I've got the source in this column. I've got the tool that I sent them here in this area. And of course, I've got the dates on this side over here for them to look at. So let's just pretend today is June 23rd, which is this column over here. I'm doing my follow-ups for today. Now I may have somebody in a day one on this column, which might be here today, if you guys are following me at all. So I'm going to do a Control F, right? Comes up in the find column over here, and all I've got to do is type in the date. So I'd go 6/23/2020. And for everybody that's set to follow up on this day, it's going to give me numbers over here. So I can just cycle through everybody that's on the 23rd, depending on how big my list is. If this makes sense, depending on how big my list is to follow up. That's a little fuzzy. It's hard to see, but in the columns, if you guys want, and I know I shared this with quite a few people for the Google Docs follow-up, if you want this spreadsheet, it's pretty self-explanatory. All of the formulas are built into it already. So all of the formulas are built into the spreadsheet. So all you've got to do is put in the initial date, put in their name, put in their social profile. And the reason I like to put in their social media profile in here is because it makes it really, really easy to follow up from the Google Docs spreadsheet. So I go into the day's date, I click on Control F to do a find. I put everybody that's due to follow up, and it doesn't matter if it's a 1-day follow-up, a 4-day follow-up, a 10-day follow-up, or a 15-day follow-up, whatever date it is, anybody that's due to follow up on today's date, when I put it in the find and I put 6.16.2000, and it has to be exactly like the dates are on the spreadsheet, right? So when I put that in there, it's going to bring up everybody I need to follow up with today, and I can work my way through depending on where they're at and what day follow-up. So they might be a 45-day follow-up, they might be a 10-day follow-up, they might be a 4-day follow-up, they might be a 1-day follow-up. But I can just follow up with everybody that's due. So everybody I put in here, it's automatically going to load those dates. So all I've got to do is just each day is go to my spreadsheet, type in the date, and it's going to give me a list of everybody I need to follow up with, and I just go through each one. And I go and I can click on their social media profile, or right click on it, open it up into another tab. I can go and I can send them whatever message I need to send them, and I close the tab, or I can go in and open up all the tabs for the people that are highlighting, go, okay, highlight, and open up. And I work my way through and I send them the message based on what day follow-up it is. And then I close it off, and I close the spreadsheet, and I wake up tomorrow and I type in 6/17/2020, and it's going to pull up everybody that's due to follow up on the 17th. So, and this, you can do this several ways, and you've got, I have this running all the way out to a year, and it goes into the 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. I think it goes to 270 and then 365. And of course, if you guys would like that, yeah, you can do it. Cheryl says that she uses an Excel spreadsheet, which is cool. I like the Google, and I think Excel spreadsheet now is web-based, so I think you can share it with other people like you do with Google Docs. But the cool thing about this is if I ever decide I want to share some prospects or some follow-ups with somebody, I can absolutely do that right here. If I need somebody to access it from their Google Drive, I can give them access to this. So very, very neat. Yeah, absolutely. If you would like the spreadsheet, shoot me a private message and I'll get it over to you. I have to do like a copy and paste thing, but all the formulas are in there. And of course, you'll have to go in and put in your own dates and add your own stuff. And it's pretty self-explanatory. Be careful when you go in there, because if you accidentally delete a formula, you'll have to go look at another formula and sort of retype it just like it is in the box. And I think I actually did a Facebook Live or video or somewhere on it too. I'll have to see if I can find that and send it to you as well. If anybody has any questions about tracking, your tracking is up to you, but make sure that the most important thing that you do is that you create the tracking system first, the follow-up system first before you start prospecting, or you're going to try to catch up and try to feel it's like, man, I missed somebody, I forgot to put them on. So when you reach out to somebody, you do your 45 minutes and reply to you, just grab them. If they say they want a tool, the second they say yes, they want a tool, copy their Facebook URL or LinkedIn URL or their TikTok URL or whatever it is, put it on here and put it in there, and put the date that you sent the tool, put the type of tool you sent them, put where you found them, and you'll be off and running. Be cool. And of course, you can, if you want to manually type these dates in, totally up to you. If you don't want it to auto load, that's completely up to you. But whatever dates that you put in here, they have to be consistent all the way across the board, so that when you do the Control F, it's going to pull up everybody consistently in that format, if that makes sense. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Oh, and one thing I forgot: if it's not broke, don't fix it. Wanted to bring that up and just talk about that really quick. If you have something that's working, right? If you have a system that's working, if you're a warm market prospector and that's working for you, and it's kicking butt and taking names, keep doing it. I suck at warm market prospecting. I don't have the patience to go out and build fake relationships with people to try to get them to join my business. I'm just a get to the point guy. Just come and tell me what you want. And if I decide I want to do business with you, I might decide I want to be your friend and build a relationship with you. I don't have to, right? I don't have to be your friend to build a business with you. Does that sound crazy? Is that cray? Now, over the time frame, we may end up having a relationship and doing business together. We actually might decide we like each other. But in the meantime, if the opportunity that you have is going to help me benefit my business, I don't care who the messenger is. Just drop it in my inbox, ask me to take a look at it, and maybe eventually I'll be like, dude, you just absolutely changed my life. Big hug. I still may not like you, but at least I can still appreciate the fact that you reached out to me. What you write down, babe? Did you spin the wheel? Thank you. You could have just said that in the chat or yelled down the hall, spin the damn wheel. So let's spin the wheel of giving stuff awayness. And I just had, oh, there's my thing I'm giving away tonight. So I'm not going to tell you guys till I spin the wheel. So hang on, here we go. Let me do this. Let me shuffle this. Everybody shuffling. Let's see, I think I'm on the right board. Yep, everybody's on there. So let's go to full screen. And then I'm going to do a screen share. All righty, screen number 2. We got the wheel of spinny thing. All right, let's go. There's the wheel. Show me the money. And we're spinning. Bam! Looks like Donna Langley is our winner. Awesome chicken dinner. And hopefully she posted her numbers tonight. If she did not, I'll go check to make sure that she did. If she did not, I'll respin the wheel and I'll post another winner in this thread here in the live. If Donnie did not post her numbers in the chat for today, so for sure. Yeah, right. right, Miss Woods. Yeah, for sure. That's my wife. She's in here writing on a notepad. Don't you gotta just say it out loud. That's okay. My wife is such a cutie pie. All right. So congratulations, Donna. I hope you put your numbers in. I know a lot of people had their numbers posted. If for some reason Donna did not post her numbers today, I'll go and do another spinning wheel thing, and I'll post the new winner. And the winner, by the way, won this very cool proven guide to grow your network marketing business. Absolutely neat. Very cool. So I'm going to verify Donna is actually posted her numbers, and I can't remember because everybody did. If not, I'll put another number in there, and I'll reach out to Donna or whoever the other winner is just to make sure and get the address so I know where to send that to. And again, I'm mailing everything out after we pick our final winner on Saturday, so hopefully everybody's okay with that. Very cool deal here. I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing to do about it. No more empty refrigerators. Go out and make an extreme impact. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.